Life changes in ways we rarely notice until they sneak up on us. For many adults over the age of 45, energy levels begin to dip, mental clarity fades, and even simple daily tasks can feel more strenuous than they did in the past. You might think you're doing everything right, eating well, exercising, taking supplements, but if you ignore some of the hidden challenges that come with aging, you could still feel worn out, stressed, and frustrated. The human body is incredibly resilient, but it also changes over time. Hormones gradually decline, metabolism slows, and muscle mass diminishes. A 50-year-old's body does not respond to food, exercise, or rest the way it did in their 30s. Many people blame themselves for feeling sluggish, assuming they're lazy or out of shape, when in reality, these are natural processes amplified by lifestyle choices. Understanding these changes is the first step toward regaining control over your health, energy, and vitality. One of the most overlooked pillars of health is sleep. Sleep isn't just about resting your body. It's the time when the body undergoes critical repair. Growth hormone is released, muscles are repaired, toxins are flushed from the brain, and the immune system strengthens. Without quality sleep, even the healthiest diet or exercise routine cannot fully restore energy or resilience. Take Margaret, for example, a 62-year-old retired teacher. She had a disciplined routine. She exercised several times a week, ate well, and took her vitamins religiously. Yet she woke up feeling exhausted most mornings and struggled with mental fog throughout the day. It wasn't until she focused on sleep, setting consistent bed and wake times, avoiding screens before bedtime, and creating a calm nighttime routine that she began to notice a significant improvement in both energy and mental clarity. Margaret's experience highlights a critical truth. Sleep is not optional, it is foundational. Muscle loss is another silent challenge that comes with age, known medically as sarcopenia. Age-related muscle loss begins gradually and can have serious consequences if ignored. Muscle is not just about appearance or strength. It plays a vital role in metabolism, balance, and overall physical function. Without enough muscle mass, daily activities such as climbing stairs, carrying groceries, or even getting up from a chair become increasingly difficult. Michael, a 57-year-old accountant, experienced this firsthand. He exercised occasionally, but did not focus on strength, training, or proper protein intake. Over several years, he noticed a gradual loss of strength, difficulty with routine activities, and even increased fatigue. When he began a consistent resistance training program and adjusted his protein consumption to suit his body's needs, Michael not only regained strength, but also experienced a boost in energy and overall well-being. His story underscores an essential principle. Muscle loss can be mitigated, even after 50, with the right strategies. Mental clarity and cognitive function are also affected by aging, often in ways that are subtle and easy to overlook. You might walk into a room and forget why you went there, or struggle to remember names or important dates. These lapses are common, but they are not inevitable. Chronic stress, poor sleep, inadequate nutrition, and lack of mental stimulation all contribute to what many people call brain fog. Sarah, a 50-year-old busy professional, noticed frequent memory lapses and difficulty concentrating. She began incorporating daily mental exercises, including learning a new language, journaling, and practicing meditation. Within a few months, she reported a noticeable improvement in focus, memory, and mental sharpness. Scientific research supports these strategies. Engaging the brain in new, challenging activities enhances neuroplasticity, allowing the brain to form new connections and maintain function well into later life. Stress itself is another major factor that quietly erodes health. Elevated cortisol levels, often the result of chronic stress, disrupt sleep, increase inflammation, and accelerate muscle breakdown. Robert, a 55-year-old entrepreneur, appeared healthy on the surface. He exercised regularly, ate balanced meals, and took supplements. But his long hours, constant pressure, and high stress left him fatigued and irritable. When he started daily stress reduction practices, including deep breathing exercises, short walks, and scheduled relaxation periods, his energy improved, his sleep became deeper, and even his mood stabilized. This example demonstrates a critical point. Managing stress is not optional after 45. It is essential for maintaining overall health. Alongside these physiological challenges, there are widespread misconceptions that often mislead adults about their health. Many people believe that eating salads and avoiding fats is enough for optimal health. But healthy fats are essential for hormone production, brain function, and inflammation control. Others think exercise alone is sufficient to maintain strength and vitality, without realizing that proper sleep, nutrition, and recovery are equally crucial. Supplements are frequently relied upon as a shortcut, but while they can support health, they cannot replace fundamental lifestyle habits. Consider how these myths play out in real life. Margaret relied heavily on supplements and a disciplined diet, but did not see substantial improvements in energy until she corrected her sleep and hydration habits. Michael focused on exercise, but neglected protein timing and resistance training, which slowed his progress. Sarah relied on multitasking without mental stimulation, which led to brain fog despite a busy schedule. Each of these examples illustrates how common misconceptions can prevent adults from achieving their full health potential. As adults age, these challenges, declining hormones, muscle loss, poor sleep, cognitive changes, stress, and misleading health myths combine to create a perfect storm that affects daily life. Many notice these changes gradually and assume they are just a normal part of getting older. The reality, however, is that aging does not have to equate to decline. Awareness of these hidden challenges allows you to take deliberate, targeted actions to maintain vitality, strength, and mental clarity well into your later years. Imagine your body as a high-performance machine. Over time, wear and tear naturally occur. But with regular maintenance, proper fuel, and preventive care, this machine can continue running efficiently for decades. Neglecting foundational habits like sleep, movement, nutrition, and stress management is akin to ignoring routine maintenance. It may function for a while, but performance and longevity inevitably suffer. Stories like Margaret's, Michael's, Sarah's, and Robert's share a common theme. Adults often focus on surface-level health strategies, but miss the deeper habits that produce lasting results. The key to reversing or slowing the effects of aging is not in extreme diets, expensive supplements, or intense workouts alone. Instead, it lies in cultivating holistic daily habits that support every system of the body, from muscles to the brain, hormones, and immune function. By recognizing these hidden challenges, you are already taking the first step toward meaningful change. Understanding how sleep, muscle loss, cognitive decline, stress, and misconceptions impact your body sets the stage for practical solutions that can dramatically improve energy, focus, and overall health. In the next section, we will explore the silent saboteurs that undermine health, those invisible, physiological, and lifestyle factors that slowly erode vitality, and learn how to identify and correct them before they cause serious harm. As adults age, these challenges, declining hormones, muscle loss, poor sleep, cognitive changes, stress, and misleading health myths combine to create a perfect storm that affects daily life. Many notice these changes gradually and assume they are just a normal part of getting older. The reality, however, is that aging does not have to equate to decline. Awareness of these hidden challenges allows you to take deliberate, targeted actions to maintain vitality, strength, and mental clarity well into your later years. Imagine your body as a high-performance machine. Over time, wear and tear naturally occur. But with regular maintenance, proper fuel, and preventive care, this machine can continue running efficiently for decades. Neglecting foundational habits like sleep, movement, nutrition, and stress management is akin to ignoring routine maintenance. It may function for a while, but performance and longevity inevitably suffer. Stories like Margaret's, Michael's, Sarah's, and Robert's share a common theme. Adults often focus on surface-level health strategies, but miss the deeper habits that produce lasting results. The key to reversing or slowing the effects of aging is not in extreme diets, expensive supplements, or intense workouts alone. Instead, it lies in cultivating holistic daily habits that support every system of the body, from muscles to the brain, hormones, and immune function. By recognizing these hidden challenges, you are already taking the first step toward meaningful change. Understanding how sleep, muscle loss, cognitive decline, stress, and misconceptions impact your body sets the stage for practical solutions that can dramatically improve energy, focus, and overall health. In the next section, we will explore the silent saboteurs that undermine health, those invisible physiological and lifestyle factors that slowly erode vitality, and learn how to identify and correct them before they cause serious harm. Even when you eat well, exercise regularly, and take your supplements, there are hidden forces quietly undermining your health. These silent saboteurs are often invisible, creeping into daily life without your awareness, and by the time their effects become obvious, they have already caused significant disruption to energy, metabolism, and overall vitality. Understanding these factors is crucial for anyone over 45 who wants to maintain strength, clarity, and resilience. One of the most potent saboteurs is chronic inflammation. Inflammation is your body's natural response to injury or stress, but when it becomes chronic, it silently damages tissues, accelerates aging, and contributes to diseases like diabetes, cardiovascular problems, and arthritis. Many adults mistake minor joint pain or occasional fatigue as normal aging. But in reality, these are signs that inflammation is quietly eroding the body's systems. Take Susan, a 58-year-old school administrator. She exercised and ate a diet she thought was healthy, but she experienced frequent joint stiffness and low energy. Her doctor noted elevated markers of inflammation in her blood. By reducing processed foods, adding anti-inflammatory ingredients like turmeric and fatty fish, and incorporating gentle daily movement, Susan's energy and joint health improved significantly. Her story highlights that even minor, seemingly normal symptoms can be a signal that inflammation is silently sabotaging your body. Hormonal imbalance is another critical factor that many adults overlook. After 45, levels of hormones like estrogen, testosterone, growth hormone, and thyroid hormones begin to fluctuate or decline. These changes impact metabolism, muscle mass, sleep quality, and mood. Men and women often experience these shifts differently, but the consequences are similar: slower recovery, fat gain, fatigue, and decreased mental sharpness. John, a 52-year-old businessman, noticed unexplained weight gain around his midsection and persistent fatigue despite exercising 3 times a week. Blood work revealed low testosterone and elevated cortisol. By addressing his hormonal balance through proper nutrition, resistance training, and strategic sleep, John regained strength and improved both energy and focus. This example demonstrates that ignoring hormonal changes allows the body's natural aging processes to accelerate silently. Sedentary behavior is a third hidden saboteur. Many adults work in office jobs or spend long hours seated, often assuming that their gym sessions or weekend walks will counteract the damage. Unfortunately, prolonged sitting negatively affects circulation, insulin sensitivity, posture, and even brain health. The body was designed to move consistently, and when it doesn't, small, cumulative effects gradually erode function. Consider Linda, 56, a financial analyst who exercised regularly in the mornings but spent the rest of her day seated at her desk. She struggled with stiffness, reduced mobility, and fluctuating blood sugar levels. By incorporating short movement breaks every hour, simple stretches, a quick walk, or standing while taking calls, Linda reversed much of the damage from prolonged sitting, improving her metabolism, mobility, and energy levels. This shows that consistent micro-movement throughout the day is just as vital as structured exercise. Another powerful silent saboteur is poor hydration. Water is the medium for nearly every biochemical reaction in the body, including digestion, circulation, joint lubrication, and cellular repair. Dehydration, even mild, can lead to fatigue, headaches, mental fog, and slowed metabolism. Adults often underestimate their fluid needs, especially as thirst sensation decreases with age. Mark, a 60-year-old retiree, relied on coffee and tea throughout the day and ignored plain water. He felt sluggish and experienced frequent headaches. Once he started a habit of drinking a full glass of water every morning, followed by regular hydration during the day, his energy and focus improved dramatically. Hydration, though simple, is one of the most overlooked and easiest interventions for restoring vitality. Stress, as discussed before, remains a silent yet powerful factor in health deterioration. Chronic stress triggers elevated cortisol, which in turn promotes fat storage, muscle breakdown, poor sleep, and even cognitive decline. Most adults are unaware of how much their lifestyle contributes to this. Stress, emails, deadlines, family responsibilities, and even the constant bombardment of news can keep cortisol levels elevated for hours each day. Take Robert, a 55-year-old entrepreneur. Despite eating well and exercising, he suffered from persistent fatigue, irritability, and poor sleep. By implementing structured stress reduction strategies such as meditation, deep breathing exercises, and short restorative walks, Robert noticed significant improvements in energy, mood, and mental clarity. His story highlights that stress management is not optional. It is critical for healthy aging. Nutritional timing and quality are additional silent saboteurs. Eating the right foods at the wrong times or skipping essential nutrients can undermine all other health efforts. Protein is particularly important for muscle maintenance and repair, but adults over 45 often do not consume enough or spread it evenly throughout the day. Similarly, diets low in healthy fats, fiber, and micronutrients compromise hormonal balance, brain function, and energy levels. Sophie, a 53-year-old writer, thought she was eating healthy because she avoided processed foods and sugar. Yet she felt tired and struggled to build or maintain muscle. When she adjusted her meals to include sufficient protein in every main meal and incorporated healthy fats like avocado, olive oil, and nuts, she noticed improved strength, energy, and focus. Proper nutrition is not just about what you eat. It's about when and how your body uses it. Finally, social isolation and lack of purpose act as hidden saboteurs for both mental and physical health. Studies show that adults with strong social connections experience lower inflammation, reduced risk of chronic disease, and better cognitive function. Conversely, loneliness and lack of meaningful engagement can accelerate aging and even shorten lifespan. Eleanor, a 61-year-old retired nurse, lived alone and felt disconnected from her community. She noticed increased fatigue, anxiety, and even memory issues. After joining a local volunteer group and reconnecting with friends regularly, Eleanor's mood, energy, and mental clarity improved markedly. This demonstrates that emotional and social health is deeply intertwined with physical well-being. All of these hidden factors, chronic inflammation, hormonal changes, sedentary behavior, poor hydration, unmanaged stress, improper nutrition, and social isolation, act quietly but powerfully. They can undermine even the most diligent health routines if left unaddressed. Many adults continue to struggle because they address only visible symptoms rather than these root causes. The key to maintaining vitality and slowing the aging process is to identify and mitigate these silent saboteurs. It requires a holistic approach, understanding how your body truly works, tracking patterns in sleep, stress, movement, and nutrition, and implementing targeted habits that address these hidden threats. When you tackle these factors together, rather than in isolation, the results compound, creating noticeable improvements in energy, strength, clarity, and overall well-being. Understanding these silent saboteurs sets the foundation for the next phase, discovering practical, life-changing habits that counteract these hidden forces, restoring energy, mental clarity, and resilience. By recognizing their presence and influence, you are empowered to make intentional choices that directly impact how your body and mind age, allowing you to live not just longer, but healthier and more vibrant years. Now that we understand the hidden challenges and silent saboteurs undermining health, it's time to focus on what really makes a difference: the daily habits that can transform your body, mind, and energy levels. These are not extreme diets, expensive supplements, or complicated workout routines. They are simple, actionable, and backed by both science and real-life examples. One of the most powerful habits is establishing a consistent morning routine that prioritizes movement. The human body thrives on activity, especially after a night of rest. Movement in the morning jumpstarts metabolism, improves circulation, and sets the tone for energy throughout the day. It doesn't have to be intense or lengthy. Even 20 to 30 minutes of walking, stretching, or light resistance exercises can have profound effects. Take Michael, the 57-year-old accountant we met earlier. Once he incorporated a 25-minute morning walk and a short set of resistance band exercises into his routine, he noticed improved energy levels, reduced stiffness, and even better mood regulation. This habit, simple as it sounds, has a compounding effect. Consistent movement strengthens muscles, improves insulin sensitivity, and primes the brain for focus and productivity. Next, let's talk about hydration and nutrient timing. Water is essential, but it's not just about drinking a certain number of glasses per day. It's about timing and consistency. Drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning, followed by small, regular sips throughout the day, ensures that your body is properly hydrated and all systems function efficiently. Dehydration, even mild, can sap energy, slow metabolism, and impair cognitive function. Protein timing is another key factor. Adults over 45 often underestimate the importance of spreading protein intake throughout the day. Protein is critical for muscle repair, hormone balance, and satiety. Instead of consuming one large protein-heavy meal, distribute moderate portions in breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Margaret, our 62-year-old retired teacher, added Greek yogurt and eggs to her breakfast, lean chicken or fish for lunch, and beans or tofu for dinner. Within weeks, she noticed improved strength, steadier energy levels, and reduced mid-afternoon fatigue. Another transformative habit is mental stimulation and mindfulness practice. The brain, like muscles, needs regular exercise. Reading, journaling, learning new skills, and practicing meditation or mindfulness are not just hobbies. They actively strengthen neural connections, reduce stress, and improve focus. Sarah, our 50-year-old professional, implemented daily mental exercises, dedicating 20 minutes to learning a new language and 10 minutes to journaling each morning. She reported sharper memory recall, faster problem solving, and a more positive outlook. Mindfulness, in particular, has a unique role. When adults over 45 practice even brief daily meditation, cortisol levels drop, sleep quality improves, and cognitive performance enhances. These small, consistent sessions compound over time, creating a profound effect on mental clarity and emotional stability. Even 5 minutes a day, done consistently, can produce measurable benefits. Social connection is another daily habit often underestimated. Emotional health directly impacts physical health. Research shows that adults with strong social ties have lower inflammation, reduced risk of chronic diseases, and better cognitive function. Eleanor, our 61-year-old retired nurse, experienced fatigue, anxiety, and memory issues while living alone. By volunteering twice a week and reconnecting with old friends for short walks and coffee, her energy, mood, and mental clarity improved significantly. Human connection is a daily habit that nurtures both the brain and body. Sleep routines, revisited as a daily habit, are also transformative. Adults over 45 often struggle with inconsistent sleep patterns due to work, family, or lifestyle habits. Establishing a consistent bedtime and wake time is critical. Margaret improved her sleep by dimming lights before bed, avoiding screens for 90 minutes prior, and practicing a simple relaxation routine involving light stretching and deep breathing. Over time, she reported waking up refreshed, sustained energy throughout the day, and even improved weight management. Another habit that cannot be ignored is intentional stress management. Stress is unavoidable, but how we respond makes all the difference. Small intentional actions like short walks, deep breathing exercises, or even listening to calming music can reduce cortisol levels, improve sleep, and protect muscles and brain function. Robert, our 55-year-old entrepreneur, integrated these practices into his workday. By pausing for a 5-minute walk or breathing session every couple of hours, he reduced feelings of fatigue and anxiety while boosting productivity. The key is consistency and intentionality. Nutrition goes beyond protein and hydration. Adults over 45 benefit from a diet rich in healthy fats, fiber, and micronutrients, which support hormones, brain function, and metabolism. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds, reduce inflammation and support brain health. Fiber from vegetables, fruits, And whole grains helps regulate digestion and maintain steady energy levels. Vitamins and minerals like magnesium, vitamin D, and zinc play crucial roles in muscle health, immunity, and sleep regulation. Sophie, the 53-year-old writer, adjusted her diet to include these foods consistently and noticed improvements in strength, energy, and mental clarity within a few months. An often overlooked habit is tracking progress and setting realistic goals. Many adults try to implement multiple habits at once and get overwhelmed, which leads to inconsistency. Instead, focus on 1 or 2 habits at a time. Track them daily and celebrate small wins. Michael started by simply tracking his morning walks and protein intake. Once these became consistent, he added mindfulness exercises and hydration practices. This incremental approach creates sustainable, lasting changes. Movement variety is another habit that ensures comprehensive health. While walking is excellent, combining cardiovascular exercise with resistance training and flexibility exercises produces the best results. Strength training preserves muscle mass, balance exercises prevent falls, and flexibility routines improve posture and mobility. Margaret incorporated gentle yoga twice a week along with her daily walks, and within months, she experienced reduced stiffness, improved balance, and greater ease with daily activities. Finally, morning rituals that combine movement, nutrition, and mental stimulation set the tone for the day. A simple routine could include a 20-minute walk or stretch, a protein-rich breakfast, 5 minutes of mindfulness or journaling, and a glass of water. These habits compound, creating a foundation of energy, focus, and resilience that persists throughout the day. Stories like Margaret, Michael, Sarah, Eleanor, and Robert reveal a consistent truth. Small, intentional habits, implemented daily, produce the most profound transformations in adults over 45. The key is consistency, proper timing, and addressing the body and mind as a holistic system rather than focusing on isolated interventions. By incorporating these habits, adults can preserve and even build muscle mass, reduce fatigue and maintain high energy levels, improve mental clarity and memory, strengthen immunity and resilience to stress, enhance emotional well-being and social connectedness. The foundation of these life-changing habits is not perfection. It's consistency and awareness. Even small improvements, done daily, accumulate over weeks and months to create meaningful health transformation. In the next section, we will explore the common mistakes most adults make after 45 that undermine these powerful habits, showing how even small missteps can reduce their effectiveness. Understanding what to avoid is just as critical as knowing what to implement. Even when adults are aware of the hidden challenges of aging and implement daily habits to counteract them, many still fall into subtle mistakes that undermine their efforts. These pitfalls are often overlooked, and even small missteps can prevent progress, slow metabolism, increase fatigue, or weaken mental clarity. Understanding what to avoid is just as important as knowing what to do. One of the most common mistakes is neglecting proper sleep timing and quality. Many adults assume that going to bed late and sleeping in on weekends can catch up on rest. However, inconsistent sleep patterns disrupt circadian rhythms, leading to fatigue, impaired cognitive function, and hormonal imbalances. Margaret, the 62-year-old retired teacher, initially tried to stay productive late into the night. Even with excellent diet and exercise, she experienced mid-afternoon crashes and brain fog. When she committed to consistent sleep times, her energy levels stabilized, her focus improved, and she even noticed better muscle recovery. The lesson is clear. Sleep is not just about quantity, it's about quality and consistency. Another frequent pitfall is over-relying on supplements while ignoring foundational habits. Supplements can be valuable tools, but they are not replacements for proper nutrition, movement, sleep, or stress management. Michael, the 57-year-old accountant, initially thought that taking a multivitamin and protein shakes would offset his lack of structured exercise and inconsistent protein intake. He soon realized that despite the supplements, his strength and energy were stagnant. Only when he adjusted his resistance, training routine, and spread his protein intake across meals did he see meaningful results. Supplements support healthy habits. They cannot create them. Skipping resistance training is another critical mistake. While cardiovascular exercise is excellent for heart health, it does not prevent muscle loss, maintain metabolism, or support bone density in adults over 45. Men and women alike often focus solely on cardio, thinking it is sufficient for health. Linda, a 56-year-old financial analyst, exercised faithfully with daily brisk walks but avoided strength training. Over time, she noticed reduced muscle mass, weaker posture, and difficulty performing everyday tasks. Once she incorporated resistance bands and bodyweight exercises, her strength, balance, and confidence improved dramatically. The takeaway is that resistance training is essential for maintaining functional health and slowing age-related decline. Another subtle yet impactful mistake is ignoring hydration and proper nutrition timing. Many adults assume that occasional water intake or general healthy eating is enough. However, even mild dehydration can reduce energy, focus, and metabolism. Sophie, the 53-year-old writer, drank coffee and tea throughout the day and skipped water, which left her fatigued and mentally sluggish. Once she started tracking hydration and spacing her protein intake throughout meals, she noticed improvements in energy, muscle maintenance, and mental clarity. Proper timing ensures the body has the nutrients it needs exactly when it needs them, rather than relying on chance. Neglecting stress management is a common oversight that sabotages health, quietly but powerfully. Chronic stress raises cortisol levels, disrupts sleep, and accelerates muscle breakdown. Robert, the 55-year-old entrepreneur, experienced fatigue, irritability, and poor sleep despite following healthy routines. Only after integrating daily stress reduction practices, such as short walks, deep breathing exercises, and mindfulness breaks, did he regain energy, improve focus, and sleep more deeply. Stress management is not optional. It is essential for preserving muscle, brain function, and emotional resilience. Another frequent mistake is relying on fad diets or extreme restrictions. Many adults over 45 experiment with cutting calories drastically, eliminating entire food groups, or following popular trends without considering long-term consequences. While these approaches can produce short-term results, they often lead to nutrient deficiencies, low energy, and hormonal imbalances. Eleanor, the 61-year-old retired nurse, tried intermittent fasting without guidance. Initially, she lost weight, but soon she experienced fatigue, poor sleep, and weakened immunity. By adopting a balanced diet rich in protein, healthy fats, fiber, and micronutrients, she regained energy and overall health sustainably. The lesson is, extreme approaches may harm more than help in the long term. Ignoring posture and movement variety is another subtle but powerful mistake. Adults often focus on one form of exercise, like walking or cycling, but neglect flexibility, balance, and core strength. Over time, this imbalance can lead to stiffness, pain, and increased risk of falls. Linda incorporated short yoga sessions, stretching, and balance exercises alongside her walks, and noticed reduced stiffness, improved mobility, and a more confident stride. Comprehensive movement supports longevity, energy, and independence. A final common mistake is neglecting social and emotional health. Humans are social beings, and isolation can impact both mental and physical well-being. Eleanor, before reconnecting with friends and volunteering, experienced fatigue, anxiety, and memory lapses. Nutrition also plays a pivotal role. Adults over 45 should prioritize protein, healthy fats, fiber, and micronutrients while paying attention to meal timing. Protein supports muscle repair and satiety. Healthy fats enhance hormone production and brain health, and fiber aids digestion and energy balance. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in salmon, flaxseed, and walnuts, reduce inflammation and support cognitive function. Vitamins like D, magnesium, and zinc play crucial roles in muscle function, immunity, and sleep regulation. Sophie, the 53-year-old writer, experienced remarkable improvements in strength, energy, and mental clarity by strategically adjusting her diet to include these nutrients consistently. Hydration cannot be overlooked. Adults over 45 often experience decreased thirst sensation, leading to mild chronic dehydration that impacts energy, focus, and metabolism. Mark, the 60-year-old retiree, began a habit of drinking water first thing in the morning and consistently throughout the day. Within weeks, he reported improved energy, clearer thinking, and even better digestion. Proper hydration amplifies the benefits of all other healthy habits and is a foundation for sustainable vitality. Stress management remains a critical pillar. Even the most disciplined diet and exercise program will falter if stress is ignored. Techniques such as deep breathing, short walks, meditation, journaling, or simply taking breaks throughout the day help regulate cortisol levels, improve sleep, and enhance mental clarity. Robert, the 55-year-old entrepreneur, found that incorporating brief, intentional stress reduction sessions dramatically improved his energy, focus, and emotional well-being. A transformative approach also includes social engagement and purposeful activity. Humans are social creatures, and meaningful connections reduce inflammation, improve mood, and support cognitive function. Eleanor, the 61-year-old retired nurse, found that volunteering and spending time with friends provided energy, mental stimulation, and emotional fulfillment that enhanced every aspect of her health. Social engagement is not optional. It is essential for a vibrant, healthy life. It's also important to remember flexibility and variety in movement. Combining cardiovascular activity, resistance training, balance exercises, and flexibility routines ensures comprehensive health. This approach reduces the risk of injury, improves mobility, supports posture, and strengthens core and stabilizing muscles. Margaret, incorporating yoga and stretching alongside her walks and resistance exercises, experienced remarkable improvements in strength, balance, and overall physical confidence. A bonus tip for transformation is to embrace mindfulness in every action. Mindful eating, movement, and thought patterns reinforce positive habits, reduce stress, and enhance enjoyment of life. By paying attention to how your body feels, adjusting posture, and savoring meals, you reinforce the mind-body connection that is critical for long-term health. Sarah, practicing mindfulness with short meditations before meals and walks, reported greater satisfaction with her routine, improved digestion, and reduced stress-related cravings. Finally, transformation is about creating a lifestyle, not following a temporary plan. Sustainable results come from integrating daily habits into a consistent, enjoyable routine. Incremental, measurable progress, combined with awareness of common pitfalls and dedication to fundamental principles: sleep, movement, nutrition, hydration, stress management, social engagement, and mindfulness, creates a cumulative effect that restores vitality, strength, and mental clarity. As a final encouragement, remember that transformation is possible at any stage of life. Age is not a barrier. It is an opportunity to adopt smarter, more efficient strategies that work with the body's natural processes rather than against them. The examples of Margaret, Michael, Sarah, Eleanor, Linda, and Robert illustrate that meaningful change is not only achievable, it is inevitable when knowledge is applied consistently with intention. Before we conclude, here is a bonus tip. Make small adjustments immediately. Don't wait for a perfect moment. Drinking 1 extra glass of water, doing a 5-minute stretch, adding a source of protein to a meal, or taking a short walk today is more powerful than planning for weeks without action. These small steps accumulate faster than you imagine and set the stage for long-term transformation. Finally, as you implement these habits, engage with the process actively. Reflect on which strategies are working, which require adjustment, and which bring the most joy and energy. Share your experiences, stay connected, and remember that sustainable health is a journey, not a destination. Which of these habits have you been missing or doing incorrectly? Share your experience in the comments. It can inspire someone else to take action. And if you found these strategies valuable, stay tuned for the next video, where we'll dive into advanced strategies to turbocharge energy, optimize brain function, and build resilience for the next decades of life. You won't want to miss it.